Welcome to my craft area. I'm Anna Hellman and I'm so glad you're here with me today. Let's look at today's project. All this week I'm sharing videos made with this beautiful new butterfly set from Stampin' Up. It's called Butterfly Brilliance. Not in any of our catalogs, so it's a special release and I want to make sure that all of you know that this is available. So it comes with some designer papers if you want to order them. Today we are just going to be using the beautiful stamps and dies. And we do have Little Miss Stamping Helper with us today. If you want to say hello. Okay, she's just going to giggle for now, it sounds like. So we are going to get started. Let me show you this card we're going to make up close because I know it's hard to appreciate projects when you don't get to see them in person, but especially when you don't get to see them up close. So what this is I have watercolored the background. I've placed vellum die cuts over the top and you can see that beautiful shimmer. I've added shimmer paint to the vellum and then added a few embellishments in the greeting, and this is what we'll be making today. So this is my first of the special projects made with this set. Yesterday I introduced it, and the rest of the week we'll be doing some other fun projects with the set as well.
Can I help water paint?
Sure, you can help water paint. So the first thing we need is a piece of watercolor paper and my stamparatus. So I've already mounted my stamp on here. I have my magnets in here. I can link you to my magnet tip for this. It really helps to move everything out away from the hinge because right here by the hinge does not always stamp properly. And when I spread it out, move it away from the hinge, it really helps. So that's what my magnets are for, to help me line that up. And I want to ink this with StazOn ink. I want to use StazOn because it will not bleed on me. And I think my StazOn ink pad needs re-inked, and I think I need to order the ink refill. I do not think I have one. Looks like my one magnet is in the way of that butterfly. So get that out of the way.
It looks fluffy.
And let's try that again. So we're going to do this a couple of times to get it nice and inked up.
Like in the middle.
Okay, so that took me a few tries since my ink pad is running low, but we got it inked up and we are ready to start watercoloring.
Mommy.
Yeah.
It looks kind of fuzzy. Like I did it.
A little fuzzy? Yeah, I didn't keep it all in the exact same spot the whole time, but that is totally okay. My first sample was that way as well. So what we need to do now is spritz this with a little bit of water, and we're going to use a water painter and some ink to color it. So I'll show you on my sample. I used 4 colors of ink. I used Gorgeous Grape, Magenta Madness, Pacific Point, and Mango Melody. On this one, I've decided I am just going to use Gorgeous Grape and try and get some lighter and darker butterflies mixed in just with the one color. So on this one, I did not spritz ahead of time. I did spritz afterwards, which gave the bleeding effect, which I think is neat. I know that might not be for everybody, but on this one, just to allow the colors to blend a little bit better, I am going to spritz a little bit to start, and then I will start adding color with my water painter. And I will go ahead and get this set up and ready. I'm just going to put a block right there against my ink pad and pick up that ink, and that's what I will use for my palette to pick up the color with my water painter.
That's cool.
Okay, girl, let's do a little spritzing. Back up. Okay, that's good. So now, if I want to mix around this ink a little bit, I'm going to squeeze some water out of my water painter, and I can blend that around. And what I'm going to do is start with the ones that I want to be a little bit darker. And as I go, I can play around with this. I can add lights and I can add darks if I want to, but we'll just start painting and filling in the areas, okay? So pick up a little bit more. You can help here in a minute, Kelsey.
Yippee.
And I actually like, so as you could see on my sample, I'm pretty messy with this. And even after I got done, I spritzed more water on it to cause the colors to fade and bleed outside of the lines. So you do not have to be precise about this. Now with this little butterfly, you can see I picked up some of that solid ink. I really wanted that one to be dark. To get the colors to bleed a little bit, you can squeeze your water painter just to get everything to move around a little bit more. Now, let's try this one without adding any color at all.
Whoa, I love this one right here.
Do you? That dark? That's really pretty, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I like the variation. The color variation really adds a lot to projects. So here I'm going to do this light one without adding anything else. And then Kelsey, do you want to do some?
Yeah.
Okay. So how about will you do this one dark?
Yeah.
With that, grab the ink right here that doesn't have the water in. Okay. And then maybe do a medium color one and a light one. So you do that. While she is doing that, I will go ahead and explain the vellum overlays for this. So I used the detail dies to cut out these pieces from vellum. I do suggest when you do this to lay a piece of cardstock on your cutting plates and then lay your vellum on top over it and to cut through both of them with the dies. The reason for this is this vellum is so thin that I had to try a few different times to get it to cut, and I never have to repeat cut with any of my dies. But just because of the vellum with these, I did. So lay it over top of another piece of cardstock. The good thing about this is after you die cut this, you are going to have another color of die cuts you can use as well. So I have my vellum and I'm going to have these Bermuda Bay pieces that I can use.
Mommy?
Yeah.
Look, mine is like it's dark and then it's light and then it's dark.
Very good. So then decide what you want to do on these two. So I showed you that I had added this pearlescent color to the vellum pieces, and I did that with our Frost White shimmer paint and a sponge. So this sponge I've used with different colors of the paint before, but it's the old color was dry, so I can go ahead and reuse it. And I just tip that to get a little bit of that paint right here on my sponge. And I just swirl that around on the vellum pieces, and it adds that really pretty shimmer. So I'll do that to all of these while Kelsey is finishing up our beautiful purple butterflies.
That are very blendy.
Very blendy, she says. Sometimes we make up words when we make videos, right?
Yes.
Blendy sounds like a good one.
Look.
She loves to use the word blend. I think she may have learned that from me. Very nice. Why don't you add some more color to at least one of those to get some darks over somewhere on this side. So we'll get all of our butterflies beautiful and shimmery.
Is that good?
I think I may add a little bit more. Is that okay on one of them?
Yeah.
Maybe this one that I did. So I'm going to add some dark right here. And this one, I think. So we are going to get this piece of cardstock dry. We're going to trim it up and we will be back in just a minute to finish this. Okay, so we got this dry. I trimmed it down to 4 1/8 inch by 5 3/8 and got it attached onto a gorgeous grape card base. Now, I'll show these to you up close. See how this one bled a lot. The color faded outwards from the butterflies quite a bit, and this one didn't. Once I got done with the coloring, I used a spritzer that we just used. I used a spritzer to spritz color over this one to allow that to bleed outwards. If you like that look, you can do that. If you don't like that look, you can do what I did just here and just color it in with your water painters and then let it dry or dry it with your heat tool. So now that we have that, I am ready to attach the vellum butterflies on top of these butterflies. So the way I did that is just by running a really thin strip of glue down the very center of the butterflies.
Can I help stick them on?
And we will lay them over top, right over top of the correct butterfly. So I just like to set it there, let it rest for a few minutes until it starts to dry. Here's the one for that corner. Purple is my absolute favorite, and with this shimmer paint on this vellum, these are just beautiful.
Okay, Mommy,
can't wait to get this done so we can see how it all looks.
Can we make it bleed out?
Nope, it's too late for that. Not now that the vellum's on. Okay, so we'll let this sit for a second, and let me show you the detail for the greeting on this one. So I added a little bit of white ribbon that I looped up and down, and then I added this greeting on top. So we'll do that here. The greeting comes from one of my favorite new sets, this Hydrangea Haven set. It has the most beautiful greetings in it. So I've already prepared the greeting. We'll add a little bit of ribbon, and then we can add that greeting right on top. And this is what I do with the butterflies. Every minute or so, I just press them down a little bit, make sure that they're going to stay stuck in place.
Ooh.
So I'll add some Seal Plus. You could use regular seal, and some of our white crinkle seam binding ribbon. Ideally, I would wait until my butterflies are all dried in place, but for the sake of the video, we will keep moving. So we'll trim off the ribbon.
Ooh.
Now, like I said, I already had my greeting prepared. So I have this. The world is better because of you. See if I can get my greeting on straight. You are not the only one that gets greetings on crooked sometimes. We do that too, don't we? Yeah. Oh, I just love this. This is so pretty.
Can we put these things on?
Okay, so now the last thing we have to add are the pretty little dots. So I'll show this to you again. See how I've added the gems in the center of the butterfly bodies? These are some of our Flowers for Every Season gems. And Kelsey is going to help me get some of these out, I think. So I did add them on all of the butterflies in this card. For this one, I am just going to add them onto 3 of the butterflies, I believe. Kelsey, do you think you can handle this?
Yeah, I've never used this.
How about
before.
you haven't done this before, have you? You do a few, and then I can do some. Can you put the big ones on that butterfly? See how there's 2 sizes?
This size?
So we will add these gems, and then these cards will be complete. So if you would like to see the close-up pictures of these cards, click on the link in my video description. It's going to take you to my blog where you can get more information on this, ordering links for all the products, and you can see the finished pictures of these cards. So thanks so much for joining in today to see this project made with this new Butterfly Brilliance bundle, and make sure to check back for the rest of my videos highlighting this really neat product suite from Stampin' Up. Thanks so much for joining in today. For more information and links to the products used today, click in the video description box down below to visit my website. Make sure you also click down below to subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell to receive notifications when I share new videos. I truly appreciate you being here, as well as every like, share, and comment that I receive. I'll see you again next time when I'll be back helping you to hand make with love.